Since the end of World War II, the world has witnessed over 150 conflicts fought with conventional weapons. These catastrophic conflicts have taken the lives of over 20 million people and wrought untold human sufferings and destruction. Meanwhile, mankind today is confronted with an unprecedented threat of self-extinction arising from the massive and competitive accumulation of the most destructive weapons ever produced. Many scientists believe that a nuclear war could change the planet's ecosystems, and a nuclear winter could prevail, destroying all life on Earth. In addition, the development and stockpiling of conventional and other weapons of mass destruction has continued on a large scale. Bacteriological, toxic, and chemical weapons are no less dangerous to mankind than nuclear weapons. With the view of ensuring the survival of mankind and eliminating the danger of war, the United Nations General Assembly in the last 10 years convened 3 special sessions devoted to disarmament. In June 1988, world leaders converged on the United Nations to make an effort to curb the arms race and reduce military expenditures and arsenals. Ambassador Richard Butler, head of the Australian delegation, explains.
The main task of the United Nations is to maintain international peace and security. And we have come to live in the world's most heavily armed age. Now, it is perfectly clear that the only way that international peace and security can be maintained is by the achievement of global measures of disarmament. And this community, the United Nations community, is the global community.
Meanwhile, bilateral initiatives in the field of arms limitation and disarmament by the 2 superpowers is recognized as the threshold for world disarmament. However, multilateral negotiations remain the ideal way to secure international consensus on disarmament matters. The process of disarmament affects the vital security interests of all states. At the UN, world leaders from different regions of the world expressed their views on a wide range of disarmament issues. President Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, speaking on behalf of the non-aligned countries.
Removing the threat of nuclear catastrophe is not one issue among many, but the most acute and urgent task of the present day.
Nobuo Takeshita, Prime Minister of Japan, said, "The Japanese people solemnly pray that nuclear weapons will ultimately be eliminated, so that a nuclear holocaust can never be repeated."
On the quantitative growth of
Rajiv Gandhi, Prime Minister of India,
the disarmament approach must devise arrangements for controlling the continuous qualitative upgradation of nuclear and conventional weapons.
Oskar Fischer, Minister of Foreign Affairs of the German Democratic Republic, said any disarmament requires verification. Everyone, and not only the experts, are agreed about that. Miguel de la Madrid, President of Mexico, stated no one would escape from a nuclear conflagration. There would be neither winners nor losers. The people of the world are aware of the present situation. World public opinion has started to exercise a positive influence. The United Nations, meanwhile, has become a center for public activities calling for disarmament.
Public opinion is critical. Look, 6 years ago, nothing was happening in disarmament. The Soviet Union and the United States were not talking to each other. And I was here in New York at the 2nd special session of the General Assembly devoted to disarmament, and a rally was called in Central Park. I attended that rally. It was a rally for disarmament. 1 million people came on their own free will, and they said to the governments of the world, stop this madness of the arms race, get on with doing some disarmament agreements.
Mankind is confronted with the following choices. Either halt the arms race and proceed towards disarmament and a safer world, or face self-inflicted annihilation. This has been a report from the United Nations.